Okay, so if you haven't already, you should have turned the page from the warm-up, and you'll see this is the beginning of the first section. It is titled Y equals and use the graph. All right, on all the questions in this section, you're going to use the calculator to your advantage. You're going to plug things into Y equals, and you're going to use the graph to narrow down your answer choices. All right, on every single question, you should be able to use the calculator to get to your answer. So I'm not going to do the first example. I'm not going to do this question either. You're going to flip the page over, and we're going to start with number 28 is what it's listed as. It looks like this. Okay? It says, the graph of a quadratic function is shown on the grid. Which function is best represented by this graph? And we have 4 equations here. So all we're going to do is we're going to type the first equation into the calculator and see if that's what the graph looks like. And whichever one matches, that's our answer. So we are going to be smart with the calculator and use it to find our answers. So everybody should be doing this with me. You're going to type the first equation into your calculator. X squared minus 3x minus 9. Type that into Y equals. And when we hit graph, let's see if that's the equation that we get, or that's the graph that we get. All right. I can tell that that's not it, especially because our graph goes through the origin 0, 0, and this one doesn't. So the answer is not F. Let's try G. Make sure that you're doing this with me so that you have this skill set for the STAR test. X squared plus 3x minus 9. That's the next equation. Okay, same issue. This does not go through the origin, and this does. So this is not the answer. Let's try the next one. X squared minus 6x. Hit graph. That one goes through the origin, and they both go through x equals 6. They both go through the x-axis at a value of 6. So this is the answer. You would maybe go check and see if J looked like it, but you would notice it's the farthest. It's not any closer than F or G. So the answer to this one is H. And guys, this should be your approach to every question in this section. Type it into the calculator, see which one it looks like. All right, one more example. So I'm leaving this page, the system of equations question, plug each piece into the calculator and see if that's what it looks like. We're going to turn the page, and we're going to go to the very last question of this section. Looks like this. Which value of x is a solution to this equation? All right. So if it's asking which value of x is a solution, we have to remember that solutions are x-intercepts. Solutions are x-intercepts when we're talking about quadratics. So it's asking which of these is a solution, which of these is an x-intercept. Okay, so let's take our equation, and instead of finding solutions using the quadratic formula or using factoring, let's type this into the calculator and look at which one of these is an x-intercept. Go to Y equals again. Type your equation into the calculator. 5x squared minus 36x plus 36. Okay, type that into your calculator. And then when I go hit graph in the top right, there we go. It shows me. So I see my two x-intercepts right here. I see that both of my x-intercepts are positive because they're on the right side of the y-axis. So I know the answer is not F because that's negative. I know the answer is not H. So do I have an x-intercept at 4 or 1.2? I definitely do not have an x-intercept at 4. So the answer, the solution, is 1.2. You could do this question by quadratic formula, and when you get to your two answers, one of them would be 1.2. But let's be smart with the calculator, and let's find our solutions using y equals. Okay? So you're now going to have 10 minutes to work on this section in small groups. You should remain in your seats unless you get permission from the teacher. They're going to start the timer for 10 minutes, and you're going to use your calculator to complete as many questions in this section as possible.